There's one thing that separates the elite from the average entrepreneur, and it is not what you think. By the end of this video, you have a perfect, crystal clear understanding of what is the root cause of your lack of focus, lack of consistency, lack of motivation, and overall lack of performance that is bottlenecking your business. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Leon, CEO and founder of Selfmastered, a peak performance training company that transforms entrepreneurs into elite performers that can achieve in one day what they previously achieved in 1 week. I've coached and trained hundreds of entrepreneurs and invested in 37 of them. So today's video is about one of the biggest discoveries that I've ever done in my business life, right? So I've worked with a lot of mentors, a lot of coaches, I read a lot of books. And when I finally realized what was the root cause of all underperformance in business, things changed radically for me because I was able to be way more effective in helping our clients. And this is a reality that affects all human beings, but especially entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter what level of business you're at, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, doesn't matter, because we've worked with all of them. It doesn't matter if you are in a specific industry or you come from a specific side of the world. Doesn't matter. All humans are the same, especially when subject to high pressure environments like entrepreneurship. And if you think about it and you ask around, most people would say that the #1 lack of performance in business is a lack of focus, right? Too many distractions. Building a business is hard, especially bootstrapped. There's 1,000 requests on your attention every single day. So keeping track of the highly important and making sure that it gets done is overwhelming. So it is very easy to fall for shiny object syndrome, to just get unfocused and end up wasting most of your day. And that is true on the surface. But that lack of focus is a superficial problem. The real issue lies much deeper. And here's the real issue. When you are inconsistent, unfocused, unmotivated, what's going on is that there's too much friction between the conscious and the unconscious parts of your mind. The conscious mind takes control over your logical and intellectual process and is responsible for judging, planning, scheduling, and essentially making things happen and helping you navigate the world. The unconscious mind mostly is responsible for all the physical functions that are unconscious that allow you to stay alive, but it's also a depository of attitudes, beliefs, trauma, and all the emotions that you have stored throughout your life. Those emotions are not chosen consciously to just get stored there, which is why you suddenly are faced with fear, anxiety, sadness when things happen in your life. You do not choose those reactions, yet they happen. That is the power of the unconscious mind, which according to the latest research essentially processes 99.99% of the stimuli that hit your brain. It has a 27,000 times more processing power than the conscious mind. In essence, you are unconscious of most of what's going on in your brain. So what happens when there's a mismatch between what you think you want and what you truly, intimately, unconsciously believe you want? Well, that mismatch, that friction is what preventing anyone from performing at elite level. When the conscious and the unconscious mind are aligned, then performance shoots up, progress is easy, success becomes inevitable. But when the unconscious and the conscious are misaligned, there is friction, that's when problems start to arise. That's when performance shortcomings become evident. That's when you start procrastinating, when you're unable to be consistent, when you cannot focus, when anything that is thrown at you derails you. That's because those things have created an unconscious response that you're not consciously aware of that is preventing you from doing what you know you should be doing. What you believe unconsciously you can do is the #1 determinant of your ability to achieve it. This is why mastering the mental game of business is so important, because it makes all the difference. At the highest echelons of business is never IQ, talent, connections, or capital what makes the difference. All of those are a given. What truly matters is having a mind that is perfectly aligned with the goal you're trying to achieve, because that allows you to keep 100% of what you got. So the elite players are not necessarily more intelligent or better connected or better founded than those that are just average. Is that they have no mismatch between the conscious and the unconscious. And this realization led me to found and over the years develop a methodology that helps people with what they need most, which is aligning these conscious and unconscious sides of the brain. So this is why you cannot get consistent on the right thing. This is why you know what you need to do, but you end up not doing it. This is why you truly promise to yourself that you will not get distracted, yet you fall for shiny object syndrome. It's because you are chasing something you don't intimately believe you can achieve. It's because you are doing things you don't intimately love. It's because you are doing things that someone else told you to do and you didn't decide them themselves. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's anxiety, whatever it is, those emotions are bottled up there. And as soon as you release them, you will start making the progress that you want. In a world that is rigged against you, big pharma, big tech, big media, none of those are your friends. Having a mind that works for you, that is an asset, is the #1 predictor of success. So please make the conscious work of aligning the conscious and the subconscious and see what happens. You will stop working so hard. You will stop pulling all-nighters. You will stop doubting every move and self-sabotaging, and things will become easy, and progress eventually will become inevitable. See you in the next video.